Uh, Welcome everyone for the webinar on the data science major at UCR. My name is Vassilis Tsotras, and I'm a professor in the computer science and engineering department at UCR. I also am the co-director of the data science major, and I also direct the data science center. And with me is Professor Mariam Salloum, who is an associate professor in computer science department, and at the same time the undergraduate advisor for the data science major. So the data science major is part of the computer science and engineering department in this presentation. The computer science and engineering department have 5 majors: the regular computer science major, the computer science with business applications, the computer engineering, data science, and robotics. In particular, the data science major is different in the sense that it is jointly offered by the computer science department and the statistics department. The computer science department is part of the Burns College of Engineering, while the statistics department is part of the SINAS College. Next, please. Yeah. So within the Burns College of Engineering, or BCOE, there are a number of majors. We are one of those majors. Others include bioengineering, chemical, environmental engineering, computer science, electrical and computer engineering, mechanical, and materials and engineering. And the newer one is robotics. So data science is one of those programs offered by the college. Some discussion about our college and UCR as well. BCOE is, even though it's a new, relatively new college, has very good standing among the academic community, is among the top 50 in the US public research engineering colleges, according to the US News, is number 3 as Hispanic STEM graduates, in how many Hispanic STEM graduates it creates. The computer science as a department in general is number 28 in the US, according to the US CS rankings website. According to pay scale, BCOE is among the top 40 best engineering schools for salary potential. Among the public universities making an impact, according to the Princeton Review, we are number 6. We have 5 stars in quality education, according to the Money magazine. UCR as a whole is number 1 in social mobility in the US, the number 1 university in social mobility, according to the US News and World Report. You can find more facts about the College of Engineering in this website, Facts and Rankings, at the bottom of the page. Next, please. With respect to students, the college is actually pretty large. It has almost 5,000 engineering students, the majority of which, 3,663 currently, is undergraduate students. Students like, you, if you apply and are accepted in the college. There are about 600 master students and about 520 doctoral students. Doctoral students are those that go for a PhD. Masters are those that go for the master's degree. The majors are within the undergraduate students count. Next. So let's talk a little bit about data science. What is data science? Data science is a study of data, basically. You collect data, you manage it, and then you analyze it for a reason for the reason of extracting knowledge out of this data. It's actually a multidisciplinary field. You can think of data science as the intersection between computer science, statistics, and also some domain expertise. This can be an application area where data science is involved to get information out of data from this application area. Actually, the term data science was first coined by Google, and now it has become its own field, basically, and very, very popular among the majors. Next, please. We live basically in the age of the data revolution. Every company, all the corporations are overwhelmed by the data they produce or the data they have to analyze to get insights. As a data scientist, you will synthesize huge amounts of data from different sources. And the purpose is to try to derive new insights, basically from the data to get actionable information. And also, when you get this information, you need to know how to articulate your findings to the people that hired you as a data scientist. It's a very important field for various companies. There's a classical example with a supermarket chain. When you go to the supermarket, you buy things, right? The supermarket uses the data from the transactions from people that bought things before so that they can place the items they sell together. When they see that people that buy item A, they also later buy item B. So if they put them together in the same shelf, help the customer to find them and buy them, so they increase their revenue. So using the data to create an actionable information, they use the transaction data, the sales data, and the actionable information. It was, if we place these 2 or 3 items together on the shelf, we will increase our sales. Next, please. So, in general, people say now that data science is the new oil. The discovery of oil was extremely important for the U.S. industry in the previous centuries. But the important part from this slide is that when we say data is the new oil, it's not only for the value, right? But like oil, you have to process it in order to be able to get the value out of it. And like the oil, we have to get the data, process it to get the information, which is the value that we get in this process. As you all know, social media networks, all of us are part of this, right? We create enormous amounts of data. Google, Twitter, or X, as it's called now, YouTube, Reddit, all of this create data, right? These are important data for different reasons that, companies collect and they analyze. Even your phone, your mobile device, this creates data, right? Because companies can know what you like and so on, so that they can send you information for products that you like. Similarly, sensors and sensors technology produce lots of data for applications like agriculture and so on. Next, please. So, analyzing this data creates a lot of data science jobs. As a data science major, after you graduate, you can work as a data scientist, you can work as a data architect, you can work as a data engineer, a data science manager, machine learning engineer, decision scientist, and many, many other jobs. The nice thing is that this is a field that's currently exploding. In LinkedIn, it's among the best emerging jobs. You can see here on the right, machine learning engineer basically is a part of the data science or data science. These are the top emerging jobs that, we expect to have even more positions like that in the near future. Based on some data from the Department of Labor and so on, it seems that the number of jobs for data scientists will continue to increase as we go ahead and people use more data in general. Next, please. And the nice thing also is that these jobs are well paid. Here are some average compensations for the different kinds of data science major jobs like machine learning engineer or data scientist or big data developer. It's in the hundreds of thousands. So this is good for you when you graduate and your career in general. It's a well-paid job. Next, please. And actually now I would ask my colleague, Professor Salloum, to continue.
So some of the questions that we get is, what can we do as data scientists? And one of the nice things about data science is that it's interdisciplinary, and you're able to apply the skill sets to various domain areas. And so a lot of students come in with different interests. They may be really interested in healthcare or other areas, and they're able to pursue a data science career and apply their skill sets to that area. So that initial figure that we showed you about what is data science, it was a Venn diagram that combined computer science skill sets, statistics, and some other area. And so one application of data science is in healthcare. So within healthcare, data science is critical, from processing medical records to understand trends, to drug discovery. So there's a lot of pharmaceuticals, especially in Southern California and the San Diego area, as well as in the East Coast, that takes a look at different drugs and analyzes how these drugs are performing for various individuals based on their genomes. And so that requires a lot of data processing and analysis. So there's various skill sets needed in healthcare, and data scientists, as a data scientist, you would have that skill set to tackle anything from analyzing medical records, building systems to provide information, to working, helping pharmaceuticals discover new drugs or analyze the performance of new drugs to various individuals. Another application is for building smarter cities. So one of the big trends right now is utilizing the data, the various sources of data, to better plan things like traffic or bus routes, or that can inform, building new schools or other things to make the city more efficient. And everywhere from the government, the national level, to the county level, to the state level, all the way down to the city level, they're gathering various data, and that's even being placed online. So if you can go to, the county of Riverside, they have an open data portal. The city of Riverside has one as well, California, even the government. And there's big interest right now in using all this data to better plan various things like public transportation and other things. So that's another big application of data science. Another example that maybe doesn't come to mind right away is in farming. So farming is different than it was before. Right now, it utilizes a lot of sensors about temperature, about rainfall, about moisture level in the soil, and various things. And all of those are collecting data and can inform our farmers on how to better utilize resources like water, and how to better plan various things. And there's actually a lot of research being done in this area. Several of our UCR faculty are doing actually research and received big grants from the USDA to better optimize the use of these various sensors. So there's another application right there. Another cool application that we kind of highlight is that one of our UCR faculty, Professor Keogh, who works in data mining, he has worked with high school students and college students on various projects alongside with farmers. And one of the things that they were interested in is understanding the type of pests that are attacking crops in a given year. And so they use various sensors to gather data about these insects, and they can characterize the pests for that year and provide that information to the farmers so they know what type of strategies to use to protect their crops. So there's a lot of cool applications. In this slide, we show you the data science faculty. So as we said previously, data science resides in two departments, computer science as well as statistics. And as a data science major, you'll be taking courses from both departments and from various faculties. So you'll see here our large group of data science faculty across these two departments. And here's a highlight of the data science course plan. So as we have been stating, data science is interdisciplinary. So here we highlighted some of the coursework, and you see that the coursework includes statistic courses highlighted in green, computer science courses highlighted in blue, as well as general education requirements that everyone has to take. And then one unique thing about our data science program is that we require an application area requirement. And essentially, this is a sequence of two courses in something other than computer science and statistics, where you'll be able to utilize the data science skill sets that you learned from previous courses and apply it to a different domain. So if you're interested in economics, you can take a two-course sequence in economics where you're understanding how data science plays a role in that area. Or if you're interested in biology, there's a set of courses that you can take where you're, again, applying your skill sets to that area. And we're adding additional courses in various areas. So I'm sure you'll be able to find courses in an area that interests you. I know that you're just applying for a data science bachelor's degree, but we want to also highlight that it'll be great if you can, continue on with your education even after pursuing a bachelor's degree. So after you finish your data science major, we would hope that you continue on for a master's degree or even beyond and continue and pursue a PhD. But in terms of master's degree, we have two options. So we do have a master's degree in business analytics that is out of the School of Business and the Department of Statistics, as well as a new degree in computational data science if you're interested more in computational work. And that degree is joint between computer science and electrical engineering. And one of the things that we'll be working toward and should be set in place by the time you're joining UCR is a BS plus MS program. And in a BS plus MS program, you're able to complete your bachelor's and master's in 5 years. And that is possible by double counting some of your undergraduate courses toward the master's. So you can, with just one extra year, get a master's degree, which will make you much more competitive for the jobs out there, as well as you're maybe able to get a big, pay bump with a master's degree when you're joining the workforce. So this is something that we highly recommend. So that will be an option if you do come to UCR. We also want to highlight some opportunities that we have here at UCR. So we do have a new program called STEM Scholar XL. So I'll describe that. We have an NSF grant that has supported research experiences for students over the summer in 2 ways, as part of an REU and a summer fellowship. So let me share with you some information. So we did receive a big prestigious grant from the National Science Foundation. And this program is able to provide funding for low-income and underrepresented students. So you'll be able to get some stipends while you're pursuing your degree. So that's great. And it also has a lot of opportunities for summer research, so you can get exposed to different research opportunities. So this is one program that we have at UCR. Another program that we have is what we call the REU, and that stands for Research Experiences for Undergraduate Students. So during your undergraduate degree, we encourage you to seek research experiences with faculty or apply to such programs like this REU. And this REU program is specifically in data science. So you'll be able to work on data science projects over the summer. So this is an 8-week paid program. So you'll be paid a stipend, as well as they help you pay for your lodging over the summer. And you'll be working on projects, some research projects with faculty over the summer. And here are just some pictures of our last couple cohorts that we had. Students usually try to attend a conference over the summer. They even present posters about their research work at these conferences. Another program that we have is the Data Science Summer Fellowship Program. This is also an 8-week program where students in this case work in teams on data science projects along with industry partners. And here we showed you the last couple of cohorts that we had. In the past 3 summers, we've worked with a variety of industry partners, including NASA JPL, NASA Ames, LA City, Caltrans, FFA, Verizon, County of Riverside. So various partners along with a couple of other startups. So it was a really rewarding program. Students not only work on their projects, but they get a lot of training in data science as well. So we have talks from data scientists from industry that talk about what they do as a data scientist, how they what was their career path, how they ended up there, and provide some advice. We have a series of technical workshops that gives you various skill sets in data science, as well as professional development workshops that teach you how to prepare a CV, how to apply for internships or even jobs later on, how to prepare for a technical interview or give an oral or oral presentation about your work. So it's a really great program, and we're hoping that we'll continue to offer these opportunities going forward. So all of these opportunities are available to you as a data science student if you were to join UCR. Besides such opportunities, we also want to highlight that there's a lot of various ways to get involved. So there's so many student organizations, and in addition to the student organizations, we have a lot of hackathons as well as programming competitions going on. So we have 4 major hackathons taking place each year. Those sometimes have a theme, but you can always propose a data science focused project if that's your interests. So we have Cutie Hack. This is a primarily beginner hackathon. We have Rose Hack geared toward female students, but is open to everyone. We have a biology focused hackathon, and our biggest one, Tsotras Hack, that's welcomes all students at all levels. In addition to the hackathons, we have programming competitions. So we have students, teams preparing each week. So they order pizza and they work through problems, and they participate in competitions. And you're welcome to, participate with those teams or enter the competitions or both, depending on what you like to do. The computer science department also is committed to supporting students and usually sends students to conferences. So things like the Grace Hopper celebration. This is the biggest gathering for women. So we've sent students to this conference in the past. There's usually local conferences like the Southern California Conference for Undergraduate Education, and a lot of our students who are working on research with faculty usually present a poster or a paper at this conference. And we've sent students to conferences like WeCode, which is a big organization also for women engineers. So we've been talking to you a lot. So we would like to get your questions. So you feel free to ask us any questions about admissions, about student life, about data science, about career opportunities. So whatever questions you have, just feel comfortable to ask us, and we'll do our best to answer your questions. So I'll pause and let you type in your questions in the chat.
While we're waiting, I would like to make some few more comments. So you never know what kind of data you may have to analyze, and that's good in the sense that there are so many applications. I would like to mention also a project I'm involved in where if you told me that I would have to look at bees and beehives data and analyze it, I would never thought that this is useful. But we put sensors in beehives together. This is a project I have together with 2 colleagues, Professor Boris Bayer from entomology and Professor Hyosung Kim from computer and electrical engineering. Sensors in beehives measure the temperature, and based on that and analyzing sequences of that, we can find out when a beehive is in danger and send a message to the owner of the beehive to go and do something. The reason I mention that is a very exciting area. You can analyze data for common good and so on. Another comment about the potential summer fellowships, if you are a major here at UCR, these are very well-known fellowships that are very, very nice to have in your CV. I participated in that NSF supported fellowship and so on. As an example, in this past summer, I was part of one of those groups with some undergraduate students from our data science major. And this work they did in the summer we submitted in one of the top conferences in data engineering and data science. It got accepted, and the students are going to present it in the conference. But in addition, they're going to have an extra line in the resume. I got this publication in this top conference. All this will help you improve your CVs so that when you graduated from UCR, you are ready to apply for the most demanding jobs as data scientists. And one last comment is, even though this is a very new program, after we created the program, Professor Salloum wrote a paper about how we created this program, and it was created by using suggestions from the National Science Foundation and the Statistical Society and so on. This paper got one of the awards in one of the best education conferences. This also shows you that this is a very high quality program here at UCR. Currently, we have about 250 students in the major. This is basically for the last 3 years, I would say. It started in 420, but the very first class was in 421. That's all my comments. Maybe we can also say that since this program is between the College of Engineering, the COE, and the SINAS College, when you apply, you can apply as a data scientist through BCOE or as a data scientist through the SINAS. There are two different paths when you apply, but after you get admitted, effectively, it's the same program. You follow the same courses. The only difference is that the two colleges may have some of the lower level requirements that are slightly different, but the main courses in the program are the same. So whether you apply from whichever path you get in, that's the same program.
We have a question. What are the areas of specialization in data science and research opportunities available?
That's a great question. So we have faculty working in various areas. So we do have faculty that work in areas related to healthcare. So we have a couple of some of the statistics faculty. They do work with medical data primarily. We have some of our computer science faculty that are doing traditional machine learning and applying it to various areas, different problems. So we do have one faculty looking at using machine learning techniques to detect fake news. There are faculty that are looking more specialized in bioinformatics and using those data science skill sets to that area. So they examine crops and figure out how they can modify the crops, make them more drought resistant. So that's another research area that we have. But in general, within data science, right, is a very broad field. So you have folks that are working more on the data management. So given a large amount of data, how do we organize this data so that we can retrieve it quickly? So there's folks doing research in that area. There's folks doing work on spatial data. So spatial data is actually really hard to work with. And so we have a couple of faculty that look at how do we build visualizations so that you can look at spatial data, you can issue queries on this large spatial data. There's folks working with faculty in other domains, like Professor Tsotras was saying, working with folks in entomology, or we have faculty working alongside folks in political science, analyzing different types of data and applying data science skill sets to a domain area. So we have things across the board, but Professor Tsotras, you may want to chime in as well.
Yes, if the question is what kind of areas we cover in the major, basically we cover everything that you need to know about data science. We have courses in AI, we have courses in natural language processing, we have courses in machine learning, we have courses in data mining, we have courses in reinforcement learning. You will have the opportunity to pick up also technical electives during the major, and you can pick which of those courses you would like to learn more about, or take an extra course in something, right? So the major will give you the basic coursework that you need so that you know the basics about data science. But you can also, using the electives, you can also pick other courses among a wide selection of courses, as I said, right? You can cover everything that you hear now about AI or machine learning, we covered. You will find a course like that, because recently, in the last few years, we hired a large number of faculty in this area with interest in data science, covering all of these courses.
We have another question. How common are data science programs? And when I apply, what other schools should I look at and compare with UCR?
That's a great question. Data science programs have started appearing in the last few years. We are one of the, I would say, one of the first, or among the first 3 programs among the UCs that, they offer now data science. Of course, there are many other top programs in data science. You can look at, UC Berkeley, UC San Diego, Irvine, among the UCs. All the top schools now have data science related programs. What is special about UCR is that, of course, it's a high quality program. As I mentioned earlier, we got an award for this program. Secondly, you will have a much closer collaboration with the faculty. There are programs that have very, very large classes in data science. Here at UCR, it will be much more personalized. You will be able to talk with your faculty and have access to the faculty. And of course, given the quality of our faculty, you will learn from the top experts in the field. Just to let you know, in computer science, for example, we have a very large number of faculty awards. A very well-known award is the NSF Career Award. The Career Award is a National Science Foundation Award for top new faculty, people that just start their career and they are excellent in their research and so on. They are extremely competitive. If you look in computer science, more or less every faculty has some kind of award like the Career Award. We have a very large number of career awards. And also not only from NSF, but other similar programs. So you are coming to a top program. I see another question. At UCR, are data science courses taught by faculty or TAs? That's an excellent question. The courses are taught by faculty. That's a difference maybe with other programs where they have a large amount of students. In a course, there will be 1 or 2 TAs that will help you with the labs. and will help you with questions about homework and so on. But the course is taught by the faculty is in class, and the faculty has office hours that you go and afterwards and you talk directly with them and so on. So yes, all of our courses are taught by faculty, not only that, by faculty that are experts in this area. There is also another interesting thing that I would like to cover. Recently, we started the process of getting ABET accreditation for data science. So ABET is one of the major organizations that accredit engineering, if you like, programs. Up to this year, every other program in BCOE was accredited by ABET, and people were asking, how about data science? Well, there was no ABET accreditation yet for data science. This year they started, and we have applied, and actually we went through the process. We believe we will be accredited by the end of this year, because when the ABET people came, they were very impressed by our program. Of course, it's not official yet, but they told us that they want to use our program as an example for other programs for accreditation. So I would expect that we will get accredited.
And I see another question. There's two questions I see. So one of the questions is, what is your research about? If you want to address that one first.
You go first and I'll go afterwards.
Great. So my initial research is in database management, specifically data integration. So I have done research in the past related to that area, and that basically just means there's probably many different sources that are providing data, and how do we join them together to remove any duplicate information and any missing information, try to fill that, or if there is conflicts, try to fill that. It seems like a really simple problem, but if you think about something like Yelp gets some of the data, from people going on and providing pictures and so forth, but they also get data from, the cities, from phone companies. So anytime someone opens a business, they request a phone number for their business. So those phone companies in turn, sell data to Yelp, and Yelp has to gather all this information and combine it together in some way. So this field is called data integration. So how do you do this process when you have a lot, billion entries of records that you need to do and combine in real time? More recently, I'm doing research work in data science and computer science education. So one of the things that we are looking into is how do we restructure courses to increase engagement. We're also looking into how to use generative AI and teach students about generative AI in our courses. So that's my most recent research work.
I also work in data management, mainly in spatiotemporal, analyzing spatiotemporal data. More recently, I'm working on big data management. My students are part of and myself are part of the group that has worked and created a system, a big data management system called the Asterix DB. It's the first open source big data management system, which means you can use it. It is for managing big data in the terabytes, right? And it's open source. If you search Apache Asterix DB, you will find the code. And it's great because my students had the opportunity to work in a real system, and now they are well sought by companies after they graduate. And it's been used by one major cloud database company, which uses Asterix DB as their analytics engine. So it's a well-established program. I see another question. I can select other engineering STEM major or minor along with data science major. In the data science major, as like in any other major, you can select other minors, but this is something that you have to do when you come here, talk with the advisors of the program, who will help you to manage your coursework so that you can fit in the minor that you are interested. Another STEM major, it will be possible to go for 2 majors, but it will be time consuming because all of the, let's say, the STEM majors, they require a lot of coursework. So if you are willing to spend a little bit more time, then you could do a double major, but it will require more time. I don't know, Professor Salloum, if you have a comment on that.
I mean, with the data science major, you're getting a really solid background in both computer science and statistics. And you do have a lot of workload. So we don't necessarily recommend pursuing 2 majors unless, this is something that you feel really strongly about. And this is where feel free to reach out to us and we can, discuss it, even prior to you applying to UCR. But you can certainly, fit in another minor with data science if it makes sense or if that sort of fits your interests. The one thing that is probably not possible is doing a double major in data science and computer science because the requirements for those 2 majors have a lot of overlap. So you would want to do one or the other, right? But you can certainly fit other minors with the data science major.
And I saw, Professor Salloum, you answered another question about what coding languages are covered in the curriculum. In case attendees didn't see it, we use Python, R, and C++.
Okay, well, Professor Tsotras and Professor Salloum, thank you for participating in this information session. And we want to thank our attendees for coming on a Saturday morning to this information session. And we hope that we've answered all of your questions. And we look forward to meeting you on campus after you apply and are admitted. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, and feel free to email us if you have any questions or about the data science program specifically or data science in general. So we'll be happy to answer your questions.